welcome back. And today, what we're doing is a question and answer session with Bry, who is here currently, talking to me through mental link, sort of, probably. Never mind.
Okay, Mr. GorillaBiker, the GorillaBiker, if indeed that is your real name, sir. So my first question to you, sir, is what is your dream bike? It's one bike. It's not a multitude of bikes. It's not a stable of bikes. And I know mentally this question will break you down, but I need to know what is your number one bike? The only bike you could own from here on out.
I think that first question is cruel. Like really cruel. Oh yeah. I love that wall. Yeah, I think it's just mean. Like picking one dream bike for me is like, you know, it is genuinely the equivalent of having like 5 kids and lining them up and being the person who comes and's like, hey, you can keep one. The rest I have to shoot and put them in a pit full of quicklime. And there's no ifs, buts or maybes. You can keep one of your children. It's just not nice. It's not nice. But you know, I'll answer your question of pure evil. And I know I've kind of went through this before, that I consider, you know, the likes of the MT10 and the FTR 1200 to be a pretty similar bike. And for me, I think dream bike probably because it's a little bit more unobtainable right now for me. I'm going to go with the Indian FTR 1200. If I had to pick one bike to be my everything bike right now, right this minute, the Indian FTR 1200. I think they're beautiful. I love the noise from them, especially with those Akrapovics. They just look really, really good. So yeah, I think that's my answer for the dream bike, the Indian FTR 1200.
Question number 2 is simple, but it's not. As a gorilla your size, a massive gorilla I might add, with a beard, stunning Irish looks, what would your WWF wrestling name be? Vince McMahon himself calls you and invites you to the WWE. What is your wrestling name? I need to know. And there's a follow-up to that. Question 1.5. So it's a 1.5. Is now that you are a WWE superstar and you have picked out your name to represent all of Ireland, like the man himself, Conor McGregor, what is your entrance music? Yes, sir, that is what I want to know. When the fireworks explode at WrestleMania and you come out to a roaring crowd, what is your theme music?
Ooh, my wrestling name. That's a tough one. And as a child, I was a massive wrestling fan, so it's also a good one. That is terrifying. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'd have to keep it something gorilla related. So, but I also loved, you know, the lucha, like Rey Mysterio. He was the man. I also was a huge fan of Batista. You know, to be honest, I was a huge fan of all the older wrestlers like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. Oh God, I don't know. But if the option was there, I'd like to be like a luchador gorilla. So maybe like, I know gorilla is gorilla in Spanish. They just took out an R and an L, I think. Yeah, it's Gorilla. El Gorilla Mysterio. Oh. And for my walkout music, I'd probably go with something cringingly awful. So I can't put it in the video because I imagine I will get like copy striked until the day I die. But Life is Life by Opus, you know, it's that video is hilarious, and I can imagine the confusion. It's like, now walking onto the stage or whatever, El Gorilla Mysterio, and then Life is Life, na 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 na, shabba dab dab life. That's the song, look it up. Life is Life by Opus. I mean, that song was huge, apparently, back in the day. And I love the song, because every time I listen to it, I just laugh. That, or I think it's called Rasputin. I'll put a link to the video in the description. Go have a listen to that as well, because it's also great crack.
What inspired you to get onto two wheels? Was it a person? Was it a movie? Was it a thing?
Who inspired me, or what inspired me to ride bikes? It's a bit of a boring answer, to be honest. Like, I suppose no one thing inspired me. Obviously, you know, you mentioned family there. My uncle had bikes, but I don't ever recall him really being on them when I was younger, because he got off them when his own kids were young. Definitely he played into it from the family side of things, but I think overall really it was just a love of everything automotive. So it wasn't any one individual thing. And I always loved MotoGP. You know, when I could, I'd always watch MotoGP. And growing up in Ireland, you know, you always heard of the road races, because, you know, a lot of people here are absolutely huge into road racing. And you also always heard of the Isle of Man TT, along with all the other road races. But obviously the TT is huge. It's absolutely huge, and it's not that far away. So I think it was the collective bike culture, I suppose, it got me into, which is, I mean, like I said before, I really like cruisers and stuff, but it's why, you know, one of the bikes that I have to own at some point is still a Yamaha R1. That's just, it's purely influenced by the fact I used to watch MotoGP, or still do watch MotoGP, and love it. I love it to bits. So yeah, I think a collection of everything is what influenced me into my want and desire for bikes, and they just called out to my soul.
My next question: if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose to live? Would you stay in Ireland? Would you move to another country? And if the answer is you would move to another country, can you narrow it down to a state or a city? I'd be curious to know that. I myself, I'd move to Ireland.
Ooh. I mean, that's another tough one, isn't it? Where would I live? If I had my way, if I had 100% had my way, and there was nothing else, you know, stopping me, like visas and family, and, you know, if there wasn't all of that other stuff to consider, America. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, somewhere in America, and preferably one of the states that are sunny most of the time. So like Texas, or not even sunny, but hot most of the time. So Texas, Florida, yeah, and Georgia. You know, I know Georgia gets snow as well. But yeah, one of those states, somewhere where you get more sun than not. Yeah, definitely one of those states. Narrow it down to a city. Ideally not a city, to be honest. I have no interest in ever living in a built-up city centre. None whatsoever. Never want to do it. Never have wanted to do it. I like being out near, you know, open land, kind of. You know, ideally somewhere near mountains. I know there's mountains somewhere in Georgia. I don't know, is there any in Florida? Oh, but yeah, somewhere like that. But somewhere where you're still near civilization. yeah, well, definitely one of those states. And ideally, if I had my choice, my pick, with no visas, no anything else to deal with, yeah, America, definitely America. And that's just, I suppose, to predict the questions that might come out of that, the whys and whatever else. It's mainly around the car and bike culture over there. You know, in Ireland here, bikers are largely kind of seen to be hooligans, and you know, people who are huge into cars and bikes are seen as more of problems than anything else. You know, it's not. I think if a lot of people had their way, everyone would drive exactly, you know, 10 kilometers under the speed limit, and you know, all that crap. And I have no interest in that. You know, I like going fast. That is not an admission to anything, but I do. I like going fast. I like twisty roads. You know, I like doing my own thing to my vehicles. I don't like a shit ton of rules about what you can and can't do. So that is actually a huge part behind it. And obviously then, you know, speaking to the likes of Grom Trooper and stuff about it, houses that I could conceivably afford would be nice. You know, and even the fact that over in America, there's much more culture of having like a garage or a shed. You did not have the right of way.
Seeing that you have become a YouTube celebrity and are known far and wide across the land, they are going to make a movie of your life, but not just a normal movie, an animated movie, where the Gorilla Biker must be played by a famous non-human, non-mammal. He has to be animated or CGI, and has to be a gorilla character that has previously existed. Who would play you?
Your next question. I mean, this one got me, I won't lie. If you had said like a person, and I know you said no, you know, human or mammal, I'm assuming you mean no, like live mammal. So because I absolutely love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and obviously I have a fondness for gorilla kind, I'm gonna go with you know, like the King Kong movie that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was involved in, or was the lead person in. He was the gorilla or whatever else. I assume that counts. So for me, I would want that King Kong gorilla, or Kong, whatever it was called, I want that to play me. That would be cool, especially if it was like still voiced by The Rock and stuff, because the man is a legend. He's just great. I do maybe have man crush on him.
And my last question, the last one, the hardest hitting question I will ask you. Harley-Davidson calls you tomorrow and offers you the job of CEO. Yes, that is right. You, the Gorilla Biker, the lover of V4s. V4s now is responsible for V-twins. What is the dream Harley-Davidson bike that you would design personally? It would be your signature. It would be, could you be Gorilla G instead of Willie G? I don't know, but it would be funny. What would that bike look like?
And so that last question, that's a tough one. To be honest, I think my first move as CEO will be to tell the engineers at Harley to somehow manage to weld two V-twins together to make a V4. I think that's how you save Harley, make a V4, you know? No, all joking aside, and this is just purely from my mind, you know. I know Harley attempted it a few years back with the Harley-Davidson XR 1200, and it kind of flopped, but I think the market is there now for that type of hyper naked, sort of, you know. I think I'd push back and say, hey, do that again. You know, do it again, but do it better. I think that's what I'd do. I'd be like, look, the FTR 1200 is there. We don't actually have a competitor for that now, and let's face it, Harley and this road is so bad right now. Harley and Indian are kind of, you know, they are directly competing. They're both American companies. There we go. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there. So yeah, for me, I'd be like, hey, look, let's make a competitor to that. But I wouldn't only make it in a 1200. I'd make that frame, that borderline, you know, like flat tracker race bike frame, and I would try put like a 600 into it. A 600, yeah, like 600 V-twin and 1200 V-twin. Definitely have that more entry-level 600 anyway. What a lovely roundabout. Oh, that was a lot of wind on my little body. Yeah, I think that would be what I would mainly do. So yeah, 600 to 1200 in that type of flat tracker, sportsy, more sportsy, hyper naked frame design. I think that'd be really, really cool and worth doing. Woo! Mr. GS wanted to wave to me because I filtered past him. Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! But that's it really. Thank you very much for the questions, Bry. Everyone go watch the video. This was Bry's idea, or I can't remember, was it my idea, Bry's idea? Who knows? But I know Bry wants to encourage everyone to take part, so if you want to send me a couple of questions as well, I'll do my best to answer them in a video like this that I will release, you know, off my usual video schedule. And yeah, we'll see where we go with it. But send Bry your questions, me the questions. That GS guy is in a rush for adventuring. Yeah, adventure. If you watched, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to head on over to Bry's channel as well. Leave him a like, watch his version of this where I sent him questions. Also leave me a like and maybe a subscribe if you would be so kind. And yeah, that's about it. Until next time, thanks again for watching. Adios. And now, outro crew, over to Bry for your outro crew. Yeah, there you go. Fancy.
So to Mr. GorillaBiker, the GorillaBikers outro crew, I say this to you. Thanks for supporting his channel. Thanks for all the likes you're giving. I hope that you'll check out my channel as well. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, harass me for making fun of GorillaBiker. I don't mind, it's all in good fun. But thank you all for watching this video. I hope that you will take us up on this challenge of sending 5 questions to one of us, or doing 5 questions for yourself and challenging others. These are a bit of times where we have all slowly slipped into madness. And I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you'll take up the challenge and stay safe out there. Peace!